Hello and welcome back to the SceneWeaver tutorial series. In the previous tutorials we've looked at the interface and the features available within SceneWeaver. Today we're going to look at something rather different. One of the most common questions new writers ask is, where should I begin? The simple answer is, well, whatever feels natural to you. There isn't a correct way to start writing a novel, and SceneWeaver isn't designed to force you into a particular workflow. Instead, I'd like to show you three completely different ways the same story could begin, followed by a mature project showing you where each of those approaches can eventually lead. For a change from the rather cheesy science fiction we've used previously, today's examples are all based around the opening of a traditional British murder mystery. Our first example is the planner. Some writers like to understand the overall structure of the story before they write anything at all. Here we have 4 chapters, each containing only a short synopsis. There are no characters, no manuscript, just the broad shape of the story. For many authors, that's enough to get started, allowing the details to develop naturally as they write. Other writers begin somewhere completely different. Before they even think about the plot, they want to know who the story is about. In this project, there isn't a manuscript at all. Instead, we've defined the principal characters and developed their background and personalities. So as you can see, almost a complete background story for the main character. We then have another character, which again, full background. And finally, we have the murder victim in our story. Once those people begin interacting, the story often starts to reveal itself naturally. Finally, we have the discovery writer. This approach is perhaps the simplest of all. Create a blank manuscript and start writing. There are no chapter summaries, no character profiles, no planning at all. The story is discovered one page at a time. As the project grows, structure can always be added later. Regardless of how a project begins, many of them gradually evolve towards something like this. We now have a structured manuscript. Chapters have synopsis. Characters, locations, organisations and items have all been defined. The first scene of the first chapter has been completed, while later changes are supported by planning notes and narrative backbones ready for drafting. This isn't a different story, it's simply a later stage in the development of exactly the same project, no matter how the author started. The 3 examples we've looked at are not the only ways to begin a project in SceneWeaver. They are simply the most common 3 starting positions. You could begin with the corkboard, capturing ideas as they occur to you and gradually organising them into a story. We'll be looking at the corkboard in more detail in next week's tutorial. You could start by creating your chapters and scene structure, then the point of view, timeline information and scene descriptions before writing a single line of prose. You might begin by building your world first, defining important locations before deciding exactly what happens within them. Those can be captured in chapter, scene and section descriptions while your project takes shape. The important point is that SceneWeaver doesn't expect every project to begin in the same place. Start with the part of the story that excites you the most. As your manuscript develops, you can gradually add characters, locations, organisations and important items and planning whenever they become useful. Every project grows differently and SceneWeaver is designed to grow with it. I hope these examples have demonstrated that there isn't a single correct way to begin a writing project. Whether you're a planner, a character-driven writer, a discovery writer or something entirely different, SceneWeaver is intended to support your way of working rather than replacing it. In the next tutorial, we'll continue exploring how the different parts of the project work together as your manuscript grows. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next tutorial.